Hey guys, Kyle Troskot with you here today, Director of Rep Sales, here to talk to you about our newest product, the Mojave ArctiDry Heat Pump Edition. So this is the world's most efficient DOAS, now with a heat pump option. We're delivering ISM E2 values as high as 11 pounds per kilowatt hour of energy efficiency, and making it the world's most efficient DOAS, supporting electrification and decarbonization even further with the heat pump option. This product is made in Anderson, South Carolina, just outside of Clemson University, complies with Buy America's 55% Act. 2-year parts warranty, 5-year compressor warranty, 5-year liquid desiccant system warranty on this system. Every system also goes through an end-of-line factory run test for a couple hours prior to leaving our factory to ensure operability and no surprises out when we deliver things to site. So a little bit about the cabinet portfolio, up to 6,000 CFM of airflow, 60 equivalent tons of capacity here today. This can be a 100% outside air system. This could be a mixed air system. This could be a 100% recirculation air system for pure dehumidification. So this can be a product that can deliver neutral and dry air, or also cool and dry air down into the space. Can deliver dew points as low as 35 degrees with this system as well. So it's not just a DOAS product. It can also be a very efficient dehumidification product. We take outside air in, and it can be mixed air as well, or 100% recirculation air. We're taking that air through this filter bank, 6-inch MERV 8, MERV 13 pre-filter bank. From there, it's entering our DX cooling coil. So a couple things about our DX cooling coil here, which can also be obviously a heating coil and heat pump operation. In dehumidification operation, what we're trying to do is no longer target dew point with the DX coil. We're targeting enthalpy with the DX coil. And the reason for that is we want a nice high vapor pressure saturated airstream coming out of that evaporator. So as the saturated air comes off the DX cooling coil, we're passing it through our liquid desiccant absorber. Couple things about this liquid desiccant solution. You could think of it like salt water. It's not your average table salt though. It's a lithium chloride based salt water. Basically, when you interface the air with this liquid desiccant, it's going to do two things. One of which is going to pull the water out of the air due to its very low vapor pressure. At the same time, as it's condensing water out of the air, it's releasing heat as associated with that phase change going from a vapor to a liquid. So it's actually going to reheat that air as it dehumidifies. As we bring that air through here, we're doing an impregnation style film. So what does that mean? We're distributing this desiccant as a highly concentrated film of salt water running down these channels within this media. And as the air passes through these channels, it's dehumidifying the air, pulling that water out of the air and releasing heat as a byproduct of that process to bring you back up to either that cold and dry or neutral and dry condition. Couple things about this liquid desiccant absorber, one of which it's self-washing and self-cleaning. It never needs to be replaced during the life of the unit. Basically, as it's running, that liquid desiccant is washing it, pulling any particulate that gets past the filter tray, the DX coil, and into this media. It's washing it out, and we're trapping it to be able to pull that dust and debris out later, which I'll talk about. And additionally, it's sterilizing it, so you never need to worry about any sort of microbial growth on this media because it's a high concentration brine solution. You could think of like the Dead Sea as an easy example or equivalent to that. We're sterilizing this media. And actually, and as an additional benefit, liquid desiccant is biocidal for that reason, meaning as the air passes through this media, it's actually doing a little natural air cleaning as well. Another way to think about liquid desiccant is kind of like refrigerant. Refrigerant is a medium for moving heat around. We're trapping heat in one spot, taking it, getting rid of it somewhere else. Liquid desiccant is doing the same thing, but now with water. So we're trapping water in this media right here, pumping it somewhere else through this liquid desiccant medium, and then re-rejecting that water back outside. So that's what we're doing within this system. From here, that now dry and dehumidified and cool or neutral temperature air is passing through our heating section, which I'll talk about in a moment. But before that, let's talk about maintenance in terms of the liquid desiccant itself. Liquid desiccant doesn't degrade over time. So you could actually take it out at the end of the life of our product, put it in the next product, the next product, the next product. It'll last forever. It's also non-proprietary. You get it from any chemical company, so you don't have to procure it from Mojave. So if there's ever a leak or a drip, or if a technician's working on this system and bumps the pipe and it starts to leak, we have secondary containment trays where the desiccant is flowing with very, very sensitive capacitive leak detection in here. Even a couple drops will trip this unit and pump down the desiccant system. to ensure that we're protecting the integrity of the system in case there ever is an issue. In terms of standard maintenance on this system, maintenance feature-wise, we got dirty filter switches protecting the filter bank. Additionally, on that desiccant system, anytime you have debris that gets past your filters, gets past your cooling coil, gets into this absorber, it's going to be washed out and strained into these little T-strainer cups down here. Now, if this cup fills up between your standard service, we try to think of that as well. Basically, our pumps that are feeding the desiccant system are on independent breakers, and if those cups, these little T-strainers, fill up in between standard service, the pumps are going to draw more and more energy until they actually trip that circuit breaker and basically turn off that desiccant system temporarily, send an alert out to the end user, alerting them that, hey, you need to go service this system. You won't lose cooling if this happens, but the desiccant system will turn off to protect itself. Once you come to the system, figure out that, hey, I've got to go clean my T-strainers, you go rinse them out, put them back in, and reset the desiccant system, and you're back up and running. So very easy to do this. You can do it with one hand here, as long as you go the right direction. Take it out, rinse it out, put it back in, and boom, that's all you need in terms of maintaining the desiccant system itself. Everything else on that is completely hands off. Don't wash this desiccant system. You never need to replace these pads. Leave it alone. It's good for the life of the unit. So moving on to our heating section here today, gas heat, electric heat, hydronic heat, all modulating, as well as our new, obviously, heat pump section over with the evaporator coil turning into a heating coil over there. And this could also be a supplementary or backup style heat source for that heat pump option, supporting as well dual fuel, where you could do heat pump with natural gas backup heat. Below this is our inverter driven compressor. This is standard access, by the way, so very readily available and easy to access the compressor if you ever need to do any service or maintenance or even replacement on that within the system. From there, moving over to the end of the unit here, you got your ECM supply fan, capable of doing single zone VAV, multi-zone VAV. We can do demand control ventilation, constant air volume as well, so it can be constant flow. Side discharge opening is right here. So you would mount your side discharge duct. You'll notice in here we have a three-way modulating valve, very similar to a traditional hot gas reheat coil, but serves a very different function. Our three-way modulating valve intelligently routes hot gas between our condenser here on the end and our regeneration coil on the other side of the unit. You could think of this like your humidity control knob. The more hot gas we route to our regeneration coil instead of our condenser coil, the more we're going to reject out of that desiccant, moisture out of that desiccant to concentrate it to allow for better dehumidification or more dehumidification on the supply air side of this unit. And conversely, if you're routing more hot gas to a regular condensing coil, you're going to run this more like a regular air conditioner, doing less and less dehumidification and more cooling. This can go 100% to 100%. Below that, just service for your receiver and filter dryer and additional access if you need it. Standard access on our system is exactly like so. All of our panels open from either direction, like so. They're all lockable as well via a little Allen hex key, and then you can take the whole panel off service-wise. So anytime it's windy outside or you're getting aggressive with clearances, you don't have to worry about the panels hitting you. So this is our condenser coil, used for primarily when we're rejecting heat. Don't need as much dehumidification. We're going to reject that heat to ambient in the most efficient manner possible. This is a microchannel condenser coil. Unless you're doing the heat pump, it's going to be tube and fin. ECM condenser fans up above me here as well, and then can additionally coat this coil, just like with our evaporator and regeneration coil, we support E-coats, and then capable of delivering hail guards as well with this product. So this is the regeneration or reactivation side of this system. For those of you that are unfamiliar with the term, basically when you trap moisture into desiccant, you have to get that moisture out somehow. The way you do that is by adding heat to that system. And the way we're doing that here is through this reactivation coil or hot gas reheat coil that we put in a separate air path. So we're calling that three-way modulating valve, routing hot gas intelligently between our condenser behind me here and our regeneration coil over there. If we need it to, if we need the system to dehumidify more, we're going to put more refrigerant gas, hot refrigerant gas to this regeneration coil. We'll be taking air in. There's typically a hood and filter in front of this as well. So one additional MERV8 filter sitting here. Taking that air in, heating it up, and then passing it through. There's a fan behind it, which we'll show you in a minute here. Passing that air through our liquid desiccant desorber. Now this is kind of you can think of it like a fancy evaporative cooler. Basically what's happening here is that hot gas is passing through this, this liquid desiccant desorber, evaporating the water we've trapped out of that desiccant and evaporating that water back into the air and rejecting that air back out to ambient. And again, there'd normally be a hood here as well, just to protect the internals of the system. And from there, this is fundamentally just an outside air cycle. This doesn't count as any sort of exhaust airstream that you have to account for. We're taking outside air in, heating it up, passing it through this desorber, evaporating the water back out, and then dumping it back outside. Now, one of the key benefits to this over a solid desiccant system specifically is there's no cross-contamination between that processor supply airstream and this regeneration airstream. So no connection to the building at all whatsoever. It's just a continuous loop. We're doing all of our regeneration exclusively with hot gas off the compressor. There's no need for any sort of supplementary reactivation or regeneration heat with this system at all. And that's how we're able to achieve ISMRE2 values as high as 11 with this system. This is our high voltage controls cabinet right here. Disconnect as well right here. This, again, like every other panel on our product, can open from either direction or come off completely from a service perspective. Going around to the other corner here, we've got our low voltage controls, Corel-based controls platform, can do a BACnet MSTP, IP, and Modbus, as well as support LawnWorks integration. Providing cell modems on every unit as well, separate of the IT and IP backbone, capable of remote monitoring, trending, diagnostics, all made available to the client via app and web-based portal. Finally, you'll notice here we have fan access for the regeneration fan. You'll be able to take a look in here. It's just a simple standard access for a regeneration fan. Going to pull air in through that coil, feed it out through, and then back out through the desorber. The Mojave ArctiDry is capable of delivering dew points as low as 35 degrees, making it the world's most efficient DOAS and capable of delivering very dry air for a wide variety of applications across different vertical markets.